What's up? Everything season 3 is coming to an end. I appreciate everybody who watched, support, liked, and shared the video. I appreciate everybody who came through and support the channel. Season starting, so in the blender is going bye-bye. I will be doing in season this time in the blender special guests, so be on the lookout for that. But anyway, I have got a good guest for a season finale of season 3, and we're gonna end it with a bang, man. So yeah, stick around and we'll be back.
Shake, 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 yeah, shake, 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 shake. Shake money in the place. Miami plays, Miami days in the blender was shaking his friends. We gonna talk about the fans again. Miami plays, Miami days in the blender was shaking his friends. We gonna talk about the fans again. Is you a fan or a troll? Are you trying to wish us good? Trying to take control, bringing problems to the hood. What takes your soul? Miami Dolphins bring the wood. Super Bowl is the goal. Tyreek Hill. I'm trying to kick it with Shay. You gotta be a real fan. No pretenders and fakes. We're gonna open up the line. Come correct with your taste. If you step into us blind, we're gonna show you the way. Miami plays, Miami days in the blender was shaking his friends. We're gonna talk about the fans again. Miami plays, Miami days in the blender was shaking his friends. We're gonna talk about the fans again. Never want the season to end. Mix it up a little with gin. And I remember when I knew that the Dolphins would win. Yeah, rockin' with Shake, rockin' with Shake. Let's go. I never want the season to end. Never mix it up a little with gin. That's right. Pass it off to one of my friends. Yeah, rockin' with Shake, rockin' with Shake. Larry K, what up? Phin-Addicts. TFTG, the tailgate. Miami Dolphins, baby. What up, Lou? Shake money. Crypto. Check it. Me? God bless y'all. Miami Dolphins #1. And we out. Miami Dolphins football, the greatest football team. We push the ball from goal to goal like no one's ever seen. Respect us.
Morning, Your Majesty. It is another beautiful day in Zamunda.
Yes, it is. It is another beautiful day in Zamunda, and I am honored. I first met him. He was in the chat section, and when I season 1, he was in the chat section. I butchered his last name, but I got to learn how to pronounce it. Anthony Lucci. I forgot, so anyway, man, he was a big supporter since I first started with Larry K, and he became a friend, man. We hung out, and we went to this Lenny's Pizzeria. He introduced me to the owner, stand-up guy, and I discovered a new pizza place. Every time I'm going to Daytona, I got to go visit my man Lenny, man. The guy's an outstanding guy. So with no further ado, let me introduce to you my brother from Italy, my Italian brother, Lucci. What's going on, my man?
Hey, good to see you, bro.
Same here, man. So how you been, man?
I've been okay, been better, been worse. Looking forward to the season, and hoping that we shake back. No pun intended. Have a run at it this time. We'll see what happens. How you been?
Well, I'm finally smoking that cigar Lenny gave me, one of the good ones.
Yeah, nice. They get these good cigars.
This is the last one too.
That's it. I told you. He told me the other day. That wanted your address. He was going to send you some cigars. So you get me that address, and he'll get them in the mail ASAP Rocky. Yeah, he does the Dominicans. I think that's a Dominican.
Yeah.
Is that Michael K? Yo, why can't I see? Hold on, I got it. Oh, let me see. Oh, now I can see. Damn, I didn't see Michael K. There's my guy right there.
He makes up stuff. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
Yo, Michael K is one of my Dolphinaire. What up?
6 wins. He's a troll, so I don't take what he says seriously. So you know what I'm saying?
I've been in touch though. Michael K. I can't wait to meet him one day, man. Michael K is Cool as hell, man.
Mhm.
And he's always been. He's one of the most. I mean, Dolphinaires always in here. Kosa. But my guy's a cold-hearted Bills fan, and he supports the channel, and he's always Michael K's a stand-up guy, man. You know, to be an opposing fan. He comes and he does his trolling. He does the Lord's work for the Buffalo Bills. But,
Yeah, for sure.
But he's definitely committed to doing that. You know?
Yeah, he needs to be committed for sure.
Nah, Joe, he ain't scared. Michael K ain't scared of much, I don't think, bro. He come down here. I want to go up there and see him, to be honest, Joe. I want to go to a Bills game and watch these bozos dive through tables and all of that. I know they have some good tailgating food, though.
What's up, Joe Rist?
Michael K.
Dolphinaire.
Dolphinaire,
Appreciate y'all, man. Hey, so let's do a recap. How did you become a Dolphin fan, real quick?
My grandfather initially, you know, I was born in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, and we moved down from Brooklyn. My parents split up. We came to live with my grandfather. He come down to do some business in Miami, and he had a few restaurants and so in Hollywood and in Miami, and he was a Dolphins fan. Papa John, that's who I named my son after. You know, he was my hero. This was my guy, and he'd always be watching the Dolphins. Dan Marino, this one Marino had hair coming out the back of his helmet, you know, and ever since then, and Papa John, if he liked it, I loved
had
it.
the Jerry curl?
This is before that. Yeah, this was early days.
Yeah.
Even though I couldn't truly understand at that time, you know, the concept of football, it didn't matter. If the game was on, we lived in North Miami. I went to Highland Oaks, I think Highland Oaks Elementary School. No, I still haven't. Jenna, I'm going to send you a picture of these hot dogs. And when you go to the store tomorrow, buy them, please. My guys told me about them. And you know what? Adam, what's up, Adam?
Adam Sadowski, what's
they're
up?
called Salin, something like that. I'll send you a picture. He sent me a picture. But, Joe, Shake, so Lenny got a hot dog cart that he got. He was going to get, you know, ones like you see on New York, the side of the. And before the summer ends, I'm going to take it down to the beach. I'm going to get a permit, and I'm going to use those. I'm going to charge a little extra, but I'm going to take them. Are they good for boiling? Did you tell me? Or are those ones you cook on the grill, Michael? Okay, I forgot. But I'll take it down there. But anyways, yeah, that's how I became a Dolphins fan. I got sidetracked.
Yeah.
Papa John.
I remember you were saying that you were in foster care, and one of your guardians would help you.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. That was it. Like from 3, on, if the game was on, Papa John would be watching it, and I'd sit there and watch it with him and root the Dolphins. And I always thought Dan Marino was damn Marino, because we're Italian, so everything is every other word almost is cursing. So I'm thinking, damn Marino.
Yeah. So
for the longest time, that's a funny story. But I ended up in foster care. I got sent with a family member. Adam, good to see you, bro. And sometime about 3-4 years later, a woman who worked for HRS, she was a caseworker. She come to get me from one foster home to bring me to another, took me out to breakfast, and she ended up asking me if I wanted to live with her. And it turns out she was the person who taught foster parents. You got to take a class to become official. You can't just go into foster care. You got to go through a battery of tests and classes. She taught those classes. She was a supervisor. So she always had like hella stuff from the Miami Dolphins as far as donations and things of that nature for us to go to the practices, but we'd get to meet the players, because we're foster kids. But I was with her at the time. I wasn't, she adopted me, but I still got to go. So I met Bernie Kosar a million times. I used to have everybody's autograph. I had all the cards. I remember I brought Bernie Kosar a Cleveland Brown. It's when he played for the Browns.
Yeah, that's the one you told me you almost.
Yeah, he's like, kid, you're going to get me in trouble with this one. He signed it anyways. Bernie Kosar was always one of the coolest people, man. He was always really, receptive to everybody. He was cool to deal with. Brian Cox, man, I had this guy because he's my hero.
You have his shoes too, man. Those are dope.
Yeah, thanks. I had him, Brian Cox. I get his autograph every chance I got. If I had footballs, and I got to meet Mark Duper. He was in my grandfather who passed now, my adopted grandfather, he was at the Condors Flying Club. It's like remote control airplanes in Pompano. And Duper was part of that. He pulled up on his Harley one time. He had an airbrush with the 85 and the football ripping through the. I had him sign a football. I had a football on the back of the truck. I used to have everybody. That football ended up like a Sandlot football. One day we didn't have a ball. And I was like, fuck, I had so many autographs I didn't even care. So like we literally played Sandlot football with an autographed Mark Duper ball. You know what I mean?
But you know what? I usually don't go on a soapbox.
Kosa, good to see you, Kosa.
By the way, Scott Jackson, my man. That's what I'm gonna meet. I'm gonna meet Scott Jackson in Indy. Hope
Nice.
God willing. And also, this Thursday, if all goes well, I'm gonna meet my man Raphael Courtright because I gotta stop at Phoenix. So, okay. But anyway,
yeah, Raph's a cool guy, man. I don't see him in here yet. He's another one, bro. That's always. Hey, Shakes, real quick. Did you see? I don't know if Adam's still in here. He's got a Marlins jersey, but it's a Wolverine. It looks like a Wolverine, but it's a Marlins jersey.
Yeah.
But it looks like Wolverines get up. Then it's one of the coolest jerseys I ever saw. But yeah.
I got to check it out, man, because I follow him on Instagram.
Yeah, it's dope. Cool jersey.
So
yeah, that's that.
So I'm going to get on a soapbox real quick because, you know me, I don't complain a lot, but this is, but when I do, man, because one thing I'm hearing about training camp is, like you said, football players when kids are trying to get it's for the kids to get autographs and get these mementos. Now you got these grown ass mans that are pushing the little kids to get to fight for autographs. I'm like, goddamn, bro, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I understand you want try to sell them for money, whatever, but at the end of the day, man,
nah, that's scumbag stuff.
Yeah,
I never had as a kid, and this is by the time I was with my adopted mother, we're talking early 90s. In 1990, she adopted me. So this is like shortly thereafter, like Irvin Fryer, OJ McDuffie. These are all the good fellas. Keith Byers had a barbershop called Power Cuts on Oakland Park Boulevard. Then we lived in Fort Lauderdale at the time, right off of Oakland Park Boulevard and 31st Martin Luther King. Bro, there was never a time when they were like that. None of the players. Brian Koch, you think, because he beat up everybody he was, man, they were all really cool about everything. So that's just a changes with the times, man. Now people are entitled. These college kids now, it's going to get worse. They get all these millions of dollars before they get to the NFL. Their humbleness is going to be gone unless they're truly a humble person at heart. So it's going to get worse, to be honest. And it sucks. If you're a kid and to them, they do it 1,000 times, but each person you meet, that might be the only time they'll ever get to meet you. And they buy they're so supportive of you, they root for you. And then for you to brush them off is kind of cold-hearted, but that's life. What are you going to do? Fred, good to see you. My guy Dunlap.
Well, tell me about how when you were at the Jets game and only one Jet player got to not Lakers all day, not today, but I'm gonna be dropping the link the next time I'm on. So please stay tuned to that.
Hey, Lakers all day, good to see you. I haven't seen any of you guys in a while, man. It's good to see everybody. I tune in sometimes. I'll drop in on Shake and I'll hit a chat, but I have a landscape business. This is always my most busy time of the year, and bro, it's been so hot out that I just, man, when I get home, it's like, man, forget that phone and everything else. I lay down and watch Jeopardy. Jeopardy comes on at 7 after the world news, and bro, I'm almost half asleep by then, man. I'm just beat. But
this coming up Thursday, I'm gonna finally meet my idol, Raphael Courtright. This is my idol. I remember since I was a little kid, I wanted to be just like Raph.
He's another man. It's still all the same people in the chat, man. These people are so supportive, man. They're always here.
Yeah, man. I appreciate Scott Jackson, Cosa Nostra. As a matter
show
of
up
fact,
like they're getting paid to show up. These guys, man.
Yeah. And,
yeah, it's good to see everybody. Is it as hot where all you guys are? What do you got?
By the way, this Thursday, look, Rafa, I got this for you this Thursday, man. I got you XL Insomnia Vice City shirt. It came in today. It came in today. I got that right for you, bro. So I got one for Scott Jackson too. So when I meet him, he's gonna have it as well.
Yeah, but that time I went to the Dolphins game, and I used to always. It was a traditional thing. We'd go to the Jets game at home. That if we didn't make any game, we made the Jets game. And so one year, I want to say it was a December game or January. It was the last game of the season. If we win, we're in. And that's when the Jets. Well, Rex Ryan was there. They had what's his name? Who's playing for Seattle? I think he's with another team now. Played for West Virginia. I can't think of his name, but he didn't play that great when he played for the Jets. I can't think of his name. Anyway, all we got to do is win. We're in. So I bought field tickets. You know, the Touchdown Club. They really just opened that Touchdown Club before that. Now you see all those nice cushioned seats like behind the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
When I went there, it was just like mesh chairs. They didn't have those nice recliners. And but what I didn't know is when we bought the tickets that I was on the cap. It's good to see you, brother. I was in where the Jets warmed up. So like you come in when you get those seats that are on the end zone, you know, field seats, you come in through the tunnel, the players come in. Then it was a pretty cool experience. And so we're there with the Jets. And I remember Antonio Cromartie. I was like, hey, man, come get a picture. You know, Giovanni was a little guy at that time. He might have been, it was Giovanni,
Yeah.
7 or 8. Little guy. You know, he had the Lucci jersey, the orange Lucci jersey.
And that was back when you had to bring a camera. You didn't have no camera phones at the time.
Nah, we didn't have that. You know, it was just everything. We had a camera, yeah. But Cromartie, man, he laughed at us, like trolled us, basically laughed and did like this. I thought he was just joking and then was gonna come over. Yo, I hated him after that. And he's an FSU guy anyways. You know, I'm all about the U. But I hated Cromartie because even like that, bro, you know, it's regarded, you know, other team, we're here, but we ain't selling you out. We're not trolled. We're just come take a picture. You know what I mean? And man, he's Cromartie. That's why he got all them kids and got out that he don't take care of them. I gotta take personal shot, but he's a scumbag. He don't care about the kids, so he don't even care about his own kids. So what can I expect? Mm-hmm. But yeah. Anyways, Quentin Coples was he was over there, and I was like, Quentin, man, come ACC, bro, Q dog. And he's from that fraternity. He laughed when I did that. He said, okay, I got you when we're finished. And he kept his word. He came over and we got a picture with Quentin Coples. And that's when I got to meet Lusaka Polite.
Yeah, and tell me that story, because that was one. As a matter of fact, I told people on this show that story several times, but I'm sure you could tell it better than me. So
this is how I expect every Dolphins player to act, or any player in the NFL. If someone's come here and you're just sitting down there, you don't spend a lot of money to be down there. That doesn't negate the fact that these other folks spend money too and spend a ton up there, but you can't get to them. So the few fans you could get to and have access to, bro. So I saw him and I was like, God, Lusaka Polite. And he was like, he's like, dang, I'm like, he was shocked. He told me, he's like, damn, I'm shocked how quick you knew who I was. I was like, are you kidding me? This is Mr. Reliable. You know, fourth down and whatever, bro. He was like 18-2 for you know. And I was like, oh, can we get a picture? He's like, I got you. He's like, hold on, let me do this with them. And then the game was about to start, and this old guy who was security said, look, you guys got to get. I said, no, Mr. Polite said he's going to take a picture of me and my son, and you know. He's like, nah, come over here. So I was like, dang, man. So I went back over there. So I'm sitting there, and then I hear, hey. And I look. He's like, man, what's up? I was like, bro, he told me to come over here, man. Bro, he blew him off. He's like, man, he went and told, hey, man, go get them people and bring them over here. They came and got us. He took the picture with me and Gino and his mom. I was like, damn, thank you, so. He's like, man, it's cool the hell you support me like that, man. Thank you, man. Yeah, he was. By the way,
I think that was the right move you did. You didn't escalate the situation. You
just normally, I would have been like, man, watch out. This is Lusaka Polite. I know he's gonna, but I didn't know if he was gonna back me or not, or if he was just. But I could tell that he wasn't that guy. He's a real humble. Troy Drayton. I got to meet Troy Drayton that day. He was down there. I stole his sweat towel. That sounds mad creepy. Ace Ventura, Ray Finkel, laces out.
Yeah, I seen you had a conversation with the referee, tried to bribe him with a quarter.
Yeah, tried to bribe the ref. I took pictures with the ref. But all in all, it was a great experience. Until the game was over, we lost. And then the Dolphins players just ran off the field. They didn't come around and thank everybody. Normally at least they'll come around the circle, the bottom, and hey, man, thanks for supporting us all season, even though we're a bunch of losers. It wasn't none of that. Like, they tucked their tail and ran. And that pissed me off. I'm like, God, man, that left a bad taste in my mouth.
What do you expect from me, Michael K? Let me know.
What do you say? That's something I was expecting.
Yeah.
Shake Money. Yeah. Now, Shake Money's going to shake hands. That's why his name's Shake. Shake ain't dipping out.
Trouble.
He's still
the only person I tell kiss my ass is Michael K. So
he's your number one. This guy's your number one fan, though. Mike, how's that puppy doing? Good. So yeah, that was a great time, though. Ultimately it was. And skid marked underwear. Now let me tell you that story real quick. So what happened was they had like the Ring of Honor people down there, Shake. And
no.
Listen, I saw Troy Drayton. So he's one of the ones when I was a kid I met a bunch of times. So I was like, Troy, he's like, hey, take a picture with my son, please. He's like, all right. He came, he wasn't no hold on, wait. He came right over. He had his green Ring of Honor jacket on, and he had a towel, a white towel. And so he went and set it down on the thing, like the railing that blocks us from the players in the end zone. So we took the picture, boom. And then he's like, all right, man, good to meet you. He gave us hugs, and then he left. And I seen the towel and said, I said, Jenna, put that in your purse. Yeah.
Hey, by the way, Michael K, aren't you the one?
Michael K, I didn't sniff it, though, before it wasn't, I didn't do that.
Listen, Michael K is the one who he admitted that he goes to the mall to find Canadian skid mark underwears and collects them. I don't know what he does with them, but
he said
he's
Michael
the one who
K's
says he collects the Canadian skid mark underwear.
Daniel Jones. Where is Daniel Jones at, Costa? Where is he these days? I just heard
he's in Indy.
Indy, yeah. Yeah, they're saying him and Richardson are battling over there.
Yeah, which is listen, I'm a Gator.
Yeah.
But, listen, Anthony Richardson, unless he cleans up his throwing mechanics, he ain't gonna do shit in the NFL.
Yeah. I hope he does. I know
he
tapped out. He tapped out that one game. But who knows? I wanted
it's like, for instance, you look at Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams.
This guy paints his fingernails.
Well, he has arm talent, but at the same time, you seen how he gave up during practice? He was doing throwing drills and he just crashed out and walked away.
He paints his fingernails. That tells you everything you need to know. That explains him walking away. And
no, that's not true. Because look at Rodman. Rodman painting his fingernails and he ain't doing nothing like that.
Rodman's a 1 in a million kind of guy.
That's true.
He also wore a wedding dress to marry himself or something.
Ain't nobody built tough like him though.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. Caleb Williams and Dennis Rodman in the same breath is crazy work because they're two totally different people.
Except this guy, I think they only have. That's probably the only thing they have in common is painting their nails, right?
That's about it. That's where it stops, right there. Maybe Ravens D is awesome again, but we'll see what happens. I don't know. So we'll see. That's pretty much my history with the Miami Dolphins. I've been a fan. I'm gonna tell you a cool story. I don't think I told last time.
Okay.
So it's no military secret that Dolphins winning in Indy. I didn't know we played Indy again this year.
Yeah, I'm going to Indy week 1. I'm gonna
for that. Oh, is that who we open against?
Yeah. I got my tickets. Okay. I got my
hotel.
I
noticed, but I looked at the schedule when it first come out, but I haven't. Until it's really getting close, but I don't pay attention to any of that.
Yeah, so I got my plane tickets, my airline tickets, and my seat tickets. So
one of the times I was on vacation, right? I was thinking, back in the day, I was in this program called the Eckerd Wilderness Program. It's out like near Immokalee. It's in between Immokalee and Clewiston, Florida. Anybody from Florida knows you're out in the sticks. That's like near Belglades and Everglades, basically. And it was like we'd have the media guides for every team, and we'd look up and we'd write the team, just write them and say, "Hey, I'm a big fan," and boop boop bop, and they'd send us autograph pictures of the team, like all kinds of stuff. Jenna, oh, never mind. So we'd always get all this cool stuff from the team. You know, all the kids there, the staff put us up on this. Like, here, who do you like football? And here, write your team. This is in like 93. So we'd write the team that send us stuff. So fast forward to like 2011, you know, I'm sitting in the joint and I'm thinking to myself, damn, man, I wish there's something I could do for Giovanni for Christmas, you know, and that popped in my head. And I had a media guide, you know, I had the Heat media guide. I used to get the Dolphins Digest, like I had everything. So I looked it up and I picked a person and I wrote him a letter and said, hey, this is my situation, you know, and if we could do something for my son, that'd be really cool, you know, because I feel like I'm a huge embarrassment. I'm letting him down. I ain't there for Christmas. And, bro, they sent Giovanni a pair of Carlos Dansby, who played for us at the time. Yeah. A pair of Carlos Dansby's gloves. What else did they send, Jenna? They sent a whole bunch of stuff. They sent him a letter saying, oh, your dad wrote us a letter telling us how much of a fan you were. Boop, boop, bop. Here's some of our gloves from our team captain, Carlos Dansby. Like, that's a really cool thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, so stuff like that.
One of the cool stories I could tell you real quick is when season 1 where you were on. My man.
I see if you can find that in his room, Jenna.
What's his
name? It's in the with his Ricky Williams autographed jersey. Go ahead, Shake. I'm sorry to cut you off. Look in his closet. It should be right there.
Vic Koser was he was one of my first guests. He's a good friend. You know, I met him through Larry L, not Larry K, but Larry L. Okay. Vic Koser and his brother, unfortunately, was killed in the line of duty. He was a police officer. And he was a big diehard Dolphin fan. So in order to he wanted the Dolphins emblem on the casket, he needed permission from the team. So they wrote to the team and asked for permission to get this
Yeah, to get permission to put that on the casket.
So not only did they get permission, but Wayne Huizinga flew him and his family to honor his brother, and they put him on the jumbotron.
Look at that! See, cool stuff like that, man. And thank you. Ends up I can open it.
So yeah, so they had suites and everything, and then they were on. They got on the field and everything, and they got so.
Bro, look, here it is right here. These are the gloves. These are the gloves they sent. Carlos Dansby's gloves.
I like those gloves too.
And this is his it's a dusty, so I'll open it. But the first jersey I ever got him was a Ricky Williams jersey. This down in South Florida when Ricky had just left for the smoking. So, I mean, you see how little the jersey is. It's the first jersey I ever bought him. But you see where it's autographed. So what happened was he retired, and everybody in the world as a Dolphins fan was mad at him. You know, they were selling him out. Me personally, I wasn't mad at him. At this time, you know, I'm an arch criminal. I know what it's like to want to blaze and just do what you want. And I was sympathetic to his dilemma. I'm like, damn, bro, this guy's been running his whole life. And so I bought him the jersey. This is the first jersey I ever bought him. Thanks, Kosa. So what happened years later, this is the same bid. I'm on the same. I had like 44 months that time. I crashed my Cadillac into somebody's house. I was an animal. I got a little bit of time. I saw in a Dolphins Digest in Coral Springs Mall, Ricky Williams was going to be there signing, you know, autographs. So I told Jenna, hey, make your way down to Coral Springs. You know, I'll pay for the hotel, whatever. Go down there and meet Ricky Williams, bring his jersey. Giovanni wore a Ronnie Brown jersey. He had a Ronnie Brown jersey at the time. He wore a Ronnie Brown jersey to have Ricky sign his, and he got pictures of Ricky Williams. I got pictures of all of this, bro. I just another time when I'm on there, I'll show it. But he got pictures. He got to meet Ricky Williams, and the first jersey he ever got, he got to get signed by him. Now, I don't care what anybody says, good, bad. Ricky came back in the tone for his sins, so to speak, with everybody, and he came back and played great. And them Wildcat days with Ricky and Ronnie, like that's the last time we really had to celebrate, guys, except for a couple of years ago when we had a decent run for the first half of the season. But I mean, other than that, that's the last time we really had to celebrate. And
So let me ask you this then: what is you what do you expect? What are your expectations for this season?
I'm back on the loony bin train, the crazy train.
Listen, I haven't left the loony bin trend, so
I'm back now. I did last year. You know it, and everybody on here knows it. I was so pissed off, bro, that just how colossal our collapse was with Tua when he finally did have, because I've always been a critic of Tua. I'm not a Tua believer. So when he had that one season where everybody says, "Oh, if he's healthy, he's healthy." That was everybody's, shot at me. Oh, just because he ain't healthy. But when he was healthy a whole year, what happened? He folded when it mattered. In them games that really count, and them games where it's pressure, the heat is on, he folded. When the games are early in the season and there wasn't much pressure, he was lighting it up. And we're beating people 70-20 and all this, and we're having great games and great comebacks. But then he faltered, and at the end of the season, the way that season ended, that's all I needed to see. And then so the year after, which was last year, I was like, man, if this guy's quarterback, we're just gonna. And then he got hurt, and then I'm like, man. But this year, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say I'm back. Where I'm gonna give one more shot of. After that, and as long as we know if we don't make a decent run this time, as long as we got this kid behind, hopefully yours is developing and he ends up being something, a diamond in the rough. We'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see. But me personally, let me say this while I'm on here. Like Tua, the whole Tyreek situation happened. He said, I'm out of here. Okay.
But let me ask you this before you get to that situation.
Yeah. Jenna, will you bring me a couple ice cubes, please?
Did you think that Tyreek Hill quit on the team? Would you call him quitting?
Nah, I wouldn't say he quit on the team, to be honest.
I never either. I didn't either.
This is why I say that, Shake.
I think if we were still playing for something, he still would have played.
Exactly. Thank you. For one, I mean, by this point, it's dead. The guy was playing. Not his beer. You want a beer? By this point, we're dead in the water. By this point, we're dead in the water because of who? Again, ultimately, it's just the story on repeat. Tyreek came in. The last player I remember talking a lot of shit and backing it up, part of my language, was Joey Porter. How long ago has that been?
Yeah.
Where someone comes in as a free agent, boisterous about what they're going to do and actually does it, getting a boatload of money. Tyreek came talking a whole bunch and supporting Tua. He's the most accurate, and everybody laughed, myself included, and what he's going to do. Tyreek has done nothing but show up since he's been here. Now, last year had a down year, and it's incredible to me how fickle these fans are that seem to forget what he did. Now, his wrist was hurt. We had some, is the guy an emotional guy? I am too. He had the problem with the police. Them police knew he was Tyreek Hill, and come on, bro, he rolled his window up. It's 800 degrees in Miami. I'm not leaving my window down either when I deal with the police. Hey, here's my license. Bill, do you know? I don't need to know. If you say it, I'm not going to argue the police. Write the ticket. I'll get out. I'll put my window back up. You're not searching my car. I do that as a civilian if I get pulled over. It's hot outside. I've been working all day. I don't get pulled over that often. But if I do, and the cop is being a dick, we don't really have much to talk about. You have my stuff. Go ahead. And if there's a problem that comes back bad, then you could do. But right now, bro, write your ticket for whatever you say I did, and I roll my window up. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Man, the guy, he's had some off the field trouble. I don't hold that. We're all human. And people say, oh, you got all this money, you're supposed to be there. Money doesn't fix everything as far as that. Now, I don't have one problem money wouldn't fix. But that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to, change completely who I am. I'm still going to be who I am. Core caught the game-winning touchdown after the police altercation. Sure did. And did his handcuff celebration. You know what I mean? It's like, these guys take shots at people like they're so perfect in life. Anyways, fast forward to this. I say that to say this. I've always said how Tua acts like a B word, bro. I don't. I don't like to say he acts like a girl because I don't want to like diss girls. You know what I mean? It's
No doubt,
almost like
no doubt.
embarrassing to say that because some women are better emotionally intelligent than he is. But for him to say after everything that just happened last season, bro, you ain't never been that guy. You ain't really been the guy where you could call people out. You ain't on the field. You've only finished one full season, and the one you did, you folded in crunch time. And here you are calling out somebody who ultimately that one good season you had was a vast majority due to him and yards after the catch. And so for him to say, it's not like I heard him. I heard him when he said, I'm done. You don't just come back from that. Like, shut the man. Come on, bro. Just be quiet already. There's a better way he could have answered that question to me personally. Like here you are, like you want to call him out and take jabs. Like, dang, bro. Like I feel like he's being vindictive, like a vindictive girlfriend, because Tyreek was basically saying, bro, it ain't up to me. Like basically saying Tua, and could have Tyreek handled that better? Sure. But Tua is supposed to be the leader and this and that. We don't go tit for tat, whatever. But these people, there's a lot of stands on here that believe in Tua that'll be ready to risk their lives for Tua. And that's what's got him thinking he's really that guy when he hasn't done anything really to prove that, besides a couple of, anyway. Yeah, I just don't like how Tua handled that. But I'm a root for Tua this year.
Of course.
Even though I know deep down in my heart, and I'll be the first to come on here and say, I was wrong. I hope he does. I'm a true blood in, blood out Miami Dolphins fan. God bless Miami Dolphins, man. I'm tattooed, blood in, blood out. My whole life I've been a Dolphins fan. So I want us to win. I want them to prove I'm wrong. But deep down in my heart, I know I feel like it ain't going to happen with him under the helm. And then his leadership quality like that, like you taking jabs at the best player we have on offense. Personally, he had a down year. So what? Everybody acts like he's washed, But we'll see.
Man, why can't you say he acts like Shake Money?
This guy is
hey, trust me, if he act like
A1 troll. Listen, Shake, you got to admit,
listen.
Mike always, he don't let us put up the gas. All gas, no brakes, this guy.
Yeah, but unfortunately, his gas is like, what, 10 miles an hour? So he's driving a golf cart, so there's not really much gas in there anyway. I think the only gas he has is the gas that comes after him after a fish fry on Friday night. But that's from the tilapia.
Oh, there's Lenny.
Oh, shit, Lenny. $50. Oh, appreciate you.
Lenny, I don't know if you're here in the beginning. Shakes did a whole segment about Lenny's New York pizza.
Hey, Shacky's, I like that Shacky.
And boy says, my boys, I love the pizza box in the background. What's good, Shaky? Thanks for the support. Love you. Hope to see you soon. And of course, my brother Lucci. That's my guy, man. Lenny's
Hey,
my
Lenny,
brother.
if you're watching, man, listen, Lenny. I talked to Lucci behind the scenes. We're gonna get together December 7th for the Jets game.
Yeah, we're gonna watch. He's gonna come to watch the game with you, Len. I told him we'll come during the Jets because unfortunately, you think Lenny's a perfect guy until you hear he's a Jets fan, and so that's it. And Shay, when I told him, he said, "Well, nobody's perfect."
Hey, listen, man. If you have some of that pizza, you'll be like, God damn, that.
Hold on, Len. He's got your cigar. You still smoking the cigar? It's gone already.
Yeah, right here.
Well, there's just he saved that last one he's had since you give it to him for this episode. He's always said, "I'm going to have you the last episode."
Listen, if he gives me a free pizza, I'll say JETS Jets.
Oh, I forgot. Look, Len's jumping on the because he's down in Florida, so he supports Jacksonville now too. Get out of it. Duval. Lenny's probably saying it like that new coach said. Duval. Don't say it like that, Len. That's not the way you say it.
Dude, I'll tell you what, man. Len, two things I got from Lenny. Actually, there's two good things I got from Lenny, and one thing I hate about meeting Lenny. The one good thing is I know what good pizza is. Two, I know what good cigars is, and I hate that because now I got to smoke the good cigars. I can't go back to the cheap stuff I used to smoke, man.
Yeah. Len, send
Lenny,
him one of the
listen.
ones that you got from the Dominican that are just, they're so for real from over there, they just wrap them in newspaper. It's like, those are actually pretty good.
Oh, hold on 1 second, real quick. Hold it down for me, real quick.
Yeah. Len, you got to come over. We got to do the chicken. Jenna's cooking. You ain't cooking the chicken tonight, huh, Jenna? She's waiting for you. So, yeah, pull up with Lex. Well, she asked you. It was supposed to be Tuesday, but then there was that unfortunate turn of events. So, Jenna said maybe tomorrow, Friday. We'll see what happens. Yeah, save the money on the wrap. That they might as well, because the cigars. I mean, instead of putting in that Saran, the ones that come in that newspaper twisted up. That's so third world. They got some little kids rolling them over there. Them are some good cigars, though. Yeah.
Oh man. Well, here's the other good thing I got from Lenny.
Oh, look, Len, he got this. That is the best cologne in the world.
Yeah. I have this in my car, and before I go to work, I spray some on.
Did he give you that, or did you went and bought it?
I went and bought it on Amazon. It's only $50.
Yeah, it's the best. A punctured chicken. The hot neighbors. What do you mean a punctured? A hawk got a hold of the chickens? And we done got all off top. Listen, Lenny showed up. Then he's got a whole farm of homies. Larry K. Larry K, if you're watching, I told Lenny all about it. When you come down. Now, he lives in Jersey where the Jets play, Len. So I told Lenny, Larry K ever comes, I gotta bring him over. You gotta meet Larry K. No, one of the Rottweilers got him. The dog bite. Oh, might have to put him down.
All I know is he rolled out listen, man, because of you, man, he rolled out the red carpet, and I'm always gonna be grateful for that, man. That's why this box right here was also a permanent fixture. Also, listen, I got another one right here. Look.
What is it?
It's another pizza box.
Oh, yeah, I see it. Yeah.
That's what's funny is when I went to the pizzeria, I asked for a box, and she gave me a box, a medium box. And that's the pizza I ate, large mushroom. Yeah.
I remember last time you said the large mushroom. Who was it? He said, bro, just mushrooms? You're like,
yeah, just mushrooms.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, my wife drove home, and I ate that shit on the car, in the car ride.
You know what's crazy? You would think someone got a restaurant. They don't ever eat the restaurant. If you go to Lenny's house, there's always a Lenny's pizza box on. They got the island, the granite island. There's always Lenny's pizza there.
As a matter of fact,
well, it's good. It's good.
And next time I go there, what pie do you recommend to get from there?
Hey, I'm a pepperoni, but I get I was gonna answer this, so I'll call him back. I get a side of anchovies, pepperoni. Sometimes, Jenna and Giovanni. Jenna doesn't eat olives, but I like olives. I don't like a lot of stuff on my pizza, personally. If there's like a whole like people that get everything and there's a whole smorgasbord, pepperoni and bacon. I don't like bacon, Michael K. Breakfast and lunch today was Lenny's pizza. See what I mean?
Hey, what's that? He's from New York too. What part of New York is he from?
Queens. I'm pretty sure Queens. Where are you from, Len? I'm pretty sure Queens, Long Island, Queens, somewhere like that.
Yeah, because my family's from Long Island. I think he said he's from Long Island because we were talking because when my parents came from Cuba, they lived in Long Island while they were there.
Lindenhurst. Which doesn't tell me much. Michael K might know what that means.
I don't know, even Jewish people
get Long Island
pizza. Damn.
That makes me not like it even more.
But anyway,
not bad. Michael K, come on, you gotta listen. Long Island.
So anyway, listen, let's get to the segment where I got some pictures up. You know what I'm saying?
Let's do it. Come on.
You tell me what you think of the first thing you come to mind. You know what I'm saying? But first, hey, listen, we got to talk about our backup quarterback.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Let's talk about our backup quarterback.
Wilson. Yeah, I can't believe they even picked this. Why didn't they go get Jameis Winston, bro?
I know Jameis Winston or
Jameis Winston to me was the only right answer. This guy's is the type of hype you need on the sideline to keep everybody. You know what I mean? Anyway, missed opportunity. Good. Who else we got?
Okay.
Get out of here
So
with this.
let's start with a little bit of enemy. My
All
favorite Buffalo Bill player. What's the first thing you think of?
The bitch can't cheat if she's in heaven. Pardon me, Larry, if you saw this. Shake, don't set me up with no listen. We got this guy talking about the Jews and pizza. You're showing OJ Simpson. You know, I'm drinking the Johnny Walker. I'm having.
No, I'm just playing. This is a bad picture. Anyway, by the way, did you know that Vice City, the new Grand Theft Auto is in Miami?
Yeah.
Did you know they have a new playable character?
Let's see. Yeah. Yo, you know what I mean? I would give my opinion on that, and it might be something that a lot of people wouldn't expect. I know Larry has
all right.
But a lot of false stuff was said about the look at this, you know. I used to support him big time. And I still do to an extent. And Christian Wilkins might end up being the guy that everybody thought Diddy was.
Mm-hmm.
But I still support him. But with what's his name, man? The kid that ended up Van Ginkel. That broke my heart, the whole Van Ginkel situation. I feel like that could have been handled better. Like, we get these homegrown guys, we draft, we bring them in, they do fantastic, and then we get rid of them. That's what I don't like about Greer. When we lost Wilkins and Van Ginkel, and we're coming off a not so okay, but you keep around Tua and you don't get him a great backup that he's going to get injured, so you got to have somebody to back him up. Hopefully Ewers is that guy, and then because I've always said it, I feel like Chris Greer wins in the draft the majority of the time. But anyway.
All right, what do you think? Okay, my bad, wrong one. Let me see.
Dan the Man.
No, that's Bob. Yeah, Dan the Man. What do you think of that? What's the first thing you think of when you think of that?
Right away, just back to my childhood, man, where I called him Damn Marino, and he was a cold winner, and he was always real receptive too. He was good. And listen, he had a house in Weston that was shaped like a mushroom. Like yeah. Dan Marino brings up a lot of memories, too numerous to mention. That's my guy right there. 100% love him to death. This guy was a winner. We got him over here, and he went to smoke weed, and so what? Everybody likes to throw stones, man. He just had enough, bro. He just had enough, and turns out he's a really solid guy, bro. He's a cool guy. And he came back, and he represented when he came back. And Ricky Williams is a winner. Stand-up brother in my book. Salute to Ricky Williams. Love him to death. Yeah. Right. Even after all the Dolphin fans were acting like Ray Finkel when he was Dan die, they were doing that to Ricky. And he had to see that stuff. And he still came back. Jimmy, and
you could talk about him in the U days too, because
I was going to say, ultimately, that's what I think about with Jimmy Johnson is the U, even though that was before my time. But as a Dolphin, he brought in Zach. I'm pretty sure he was there when they drafted Zach Thomas, Jason Taylor.
Yeah, he was part of the his first draft.
Yeah, so I salute Jimmy Johnson. I wish that things could have went a bit different. And as the young man, I'll be honest with you, I didn't learn till later that he was that guy in the University of Miami. I just knew him as that guy from the Dallas Cowboys. So had I known who he was with the Hurricanes, because the 80s was just Dolphins. I didn't really, the Hurricanes was, I root for the Hurricanes, but I don't know nothing about the Hurricanes. Just everything in my life was Dolphins. But anyway, yeah, salute Jimmy Johnson. Zach Thomas and him, to me, that's who pops in my head. And yeah. And how the Barry Sanders thing didn't go through. But yeah. And then I don't know if it was him. No, Dave Wanstead. Anyways, okay. So yeah, that Jimmy Johnson, love him. But
by the way, that was Don Shooter that turned down the
No, that was Dave Wanstead.
No, that was the Barry Sanders.
That was Don Shula, was it?
Yeah, it was Don Shula that turned down.
Sure, I thought that was in
it
like
was
98, 99. I thought that was
Don Shula.
Okay. Yeah.
Remember, Don Shula came in 96. I mean, Barry, this came in he came in 97. So it was after that.
Okay. Yeah, just kind of just even not knowing him about the Hurricanes and his history with them, his history with the Dallas Cowboys alone, I think everybody on here can say it was kind of a disappointment, the Jimmy Johnson era. That we didn't, everybody, as far as what our expectations were and what happened, it was kind of disappointing. But I love Jimmy. Jimmy, I don't have any ill will towards him like I do a bunch of the other head coaches.
I got you.
Not ill will, but you know what I mean. Like, screw that guy. I don't feel that way about Jimmy and his shortcomings as a head coach with the Dolphins.
Speaking of former Canes,
we got Jim Kelly. That's my guy, Machine Gun Kelly. He always I remember a lot about him. He's a huge part of my childhood, being a Dolphins fan, bro. I remember we played him 3 times a year, a whole bunch. And I remember him going out and Flutie stepping in, and Trace Armstrong lit up Doug Flutie and fumbled the ball, and it was a clutch. I don't remember the whole scenario, but it was a need for us to win, and that happened. And but yeah, the Bills gave us all the hell we wanted at that time, similar to what they're doing right now. But at least we could fight back at that time, which is way different than right now. But those were our only rivals. I mean, at that time, maybe Drew Bledsoe, quarterback for the Patriots. We had who's the coach over there for San Diego now? Jim Harbaugh was playing for the Colts. They were in our division at that time, so we had Harbaugh. But Marino was like a hot knife through butter with those guys. Jim Kelly and the Bills were the only ones really that gave us a run for our money.
By the way,
Bernie Kosar's another guy that was a Hurricane. And when I admired him as a kid, that's another thing. This is 80s when I didn't know but he was a Hurricane.
All right, out of all the Hurricane quarterbacks that you've seen play, who was your favorite?
That I watched?
Yeah. Who was your favorite Hurricane quarterback?
It would have to be Ken Dorsey.
Yeah, Ken Dorsey was special.
I mean, that's
what's funny is every time I seen Ken Dorsey play, I'm like, damn, he looks just like Eminem.
Well, it's crazy, but I mean that ultimately that was really all that for me. That's really who we had.
I mean, and again, Ken Dorsey, and no shot at him, but like I said, I'm a Gator fan, but I'm willing to admit that the Canes team he played on was the best college football in college history.
I mean,
where the backups were starters.
Bro, anybody who argues that we have backups that are Hall of Famers in the NFL now. Anybody who argues that is just they're just obviously biased and hating because you can't.
Again, you know me, I'm the biggest Kane hater, man. And I'm willing to admit that was probably one of the best.
But I mean, it's just is what it is. We could go on for days with who was on. I just watched the 30 for 30, the Maurice Claret 30 for 30 the other day. Man, it's such a shame what happened with that kid, man. But then I was like watching, I'm like, and they showed obviously when they beat us. And I was like, how the hell do we lose with those players, or even let it come down to a call, with those players that we had on that team? But yeah, Ken Dorsey, he was like, bro, he only lost a couple games. He played a few seasons. Then he got drafted by San Francisco, I think. And
yeah, he did.
Then he
got drafted by San Francisco. I think
20 years later, he's slamming the thing in the Buffalo when we come back on him.
Yeah,
a couple years ago when Tua had that fantastic.
He's in Cleveland now.
He's in Cleveland. Yeah, Ken Dorsey. I mean, it had to be Ken Dorsey. I don't see anybody else.
All right, so check this out. Here's a fun fact.
Except, hold on, Cam Ward, right? But he only had one season. Cam Ward's the only reason our defense was non-existent in Miami last year, Hurricanes. And Cam Ward kept. I'm rooting for that kid, And it's a shame because Tennessee's done to us what they've done to us the past 2 seasons. But let me tell you, Cam Ward is special.
You know what? For that, you know what? I'm gonna do more episodes of In the Blender just for him.
Bills did beat themselves. That shit is trash over there, Michael K.
Yeah,
the game's 4 quarters long, And the U, for everybody that don't know all this, fourth quarter, we started that, throwing up the four for the fourth quarter. And that year, we were those guys in Miami. We did it with Baltimore. We did it with Buffalo. But that's in the beginning. And then when it mattered, we couldn't do it, in the end. But anyway, what were you saying, Shake?
All right, here's a fun fact. See, look at in the height of the Jets franchise,
Yep.
the quarterback wore number 12. In the height of our franchise, our quarterback wore number 12. In the height of the Patriots quarterback wore number 12. And of course, in the height of Buffalo Bills franchise, they wore number 12.
Yeah.
Obviously, every quarterback
Ooh,
that I saw got a Super Bowl except for this one.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Hey, Buffalo still has 0 Super Bowls. So,
hey, Jim Kelly. But I'll tell you, them fans, they took that on the chin. I remember I watched the Four Falls? There he is, my guy, Zach Attack.
What do you think of this one?
Zach Attack, man, Zach Thomas and himself, and then you play him back to back. He was with his sister, Jason Taylor, man, JT Money. That was always my guy.
And
broke my heart when he went and played for the Jets.
Yeah,
but Zach Thomas, man, I hated people would always talk about Brian Urlacher and how, like, when he got in there before, and I could never understand, like, man, how is nobody talk about Zach Thomas? It's like, it's just crazy to me. Like, if we're just talking accolades, even, excuse me, like, I think Urlacher might have had more sacks, but so what? We're talking about a middle linebacker position with tackles count and forced fumbles. And, man, Zach Thomas it was criminal how long it took for him to get in the Hall of Fame as far as I'm concerned. He should have been there before Urlacher. Yeah. It's just, I think that after 1985, the Bears have been so trash since then. Urlacher was like the highlight. I know they went to the Super Bowl the one year with Rex Grossman and whatever, but I mean, ultimately, Lovie Smith was their coach. But yeah, other than that, Zach Thomas, bro, he didn't get the credit he deserved. Yeah.
All right, let me ask you all this. All right, here we go.
Boom.
All right, so we got Panthers, we have Marlins, we have the Heat, and we have the Dolphins. Name the franchises. Name the order that you like the franchise from. Which one do you like from least?
Oh, as far as in Florida.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a true blue home team, Miami. If you ain't, I mean, and really the Panthers play in Fort Lauderdale.
You could include Miami, the Canes in there too. So out of those.
So this is how it goes. This is how it goes for me. My love for my Florida sports teams.
Okay.
Miami is, if I had to only watch one, the Dolphins is the love of my life. Right behind that is going to be the Miami Heat. I was never huge into college. I mean, I watched it and I support the Canes since I was a kid, but I wasn't into it like I was into basketball. The Miami Heat would be number 2, and then it would be the Miami Hurricanes, and then it would be the Florida Marlins, and then it would be the Florida Panthers after that. And now it's the Miami Marlins, but it was the Florida Marlins initially. And crazy enough, a fun fact, they let the South Florida vote. It was between the Miami Marlins, Florida Marlins, and it was a vote, and everybody voted. This is before social media. You had to send in a ballot or whatever, and then they put it in the Sunset and the Miami Herald, the winner, and it ended up being the Florida Marlins was the winner for the pick between Florida Marlins and Miami Marlins. Then years later,
you should go back to Florida Marlins, to be honest with you.
But they're playing okay right now. We'll see what happens.
I got one.
I've been to like 2 Marlin games my whole life. I've been to like 4 Panthers games. They practice. I don't know if they still. They used to practice in Coral Springs when I lived there. The Panthers did. And so, like, I'd go sometimes to that, but just more because I lived right up the street and we were kids, teenagers, we go. But I've been to a bunch of Hurricanes games and I've been to tons of Dolphins games. But yeah, that's the order it goes. And I've been to a ton of Heat games. Giovanni got to be on the floor at Heat games too, and got pictures high-fiving Chris Bosh and Udonis Haslem and all them guys back in them days. Yeah, so. Yeah, thanks, Kosa. That's my guy, Cam Wake. So Cam Wake, I got a whole bunch of memories with him, but I'll never forget the buzzer beater when we played Cincinnati Monday Night Football on Halloween. Overtime, safety, sack. He had a lot to do with that. And Cam Wake was just, man, he was a bright spot at a low time for the Miami Dolphins. Cam Wake is incredible. And this guy was selling cars, Don Shula. I got a windbreaker that's from Don Shula days with the old symbol. It's a starter windbreaker jacket. I wear it when I come down to the late games in Miami, later in the year. Don Shula, cool guy, man, class. An Italian, another Italian. No, the Italians are the best, when you look at great minds in sports,
Customato.
I mean, in any sport, Customato was great. Angelo Dundee trained Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard. These are, multiple world champion winners. Vince Lombardi, who everybody wanted the trophies named after over here. And, we got Don Shula, the most winningest coach. And I mean, the list goes on and on with baseball managers and, yeah.
He said everything.
Everything. I'm telling you, Len, it's just we have great minds. Joe Torre, you look at all the guys that are great coaches for the. Yeah, thanks, Cosa. So yeah, the Italians, we got a lot going on. It's a great mind.
As a matter of fact, whatchamacallit, look at that, the Cosa Nostra. You know what Cosa Nostra is?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Another great mind, Lenny. Lenny masterminded the pizza business, amongst other things. This guy's a real winner. And Jenna laughed at that, Len. She likes that.
One thing, hey, listen, one thing I admire about Lenny is the fact that he advertised businesses on his pizza box. I'm like, that's freaking brilliant.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because like you said, you when you go to people to landscape people's lawns, you see his pizza boxes.
I'm telling you, I go there all the time, and I see people that have, and I sent him a picture.
He does free advertisement too. Is that free advertisement you said?
At one place I went to, these people, and they're repeat customers, but they never had their garage open, and she had but she had an extra large box because he had to have, for his extra large pizza, he used to have to put it in 2 large boxes back in the day, when he first opened. And years later, he ended up he had to get special boxes made for the extra large to fit in. Yeah. So
hey, listen,
he had to have special. So the woman opened the thing, and there's snowbirds, so they come from New York, and I was like, oh, you like Lenny's pizza? And Lenny, I'm gonna show you the picture I showed her, and she's like, oh, we love Lenny's. We come, and my husband couldn't believe how big the box was, and so we kept it, and it's been here for years. I was like, that's my brother. And she's like, are you serious? I was like, I'm dead serious. I was like, you want to see a picture of him? The picture you got Lenny when you're in the box of briefs, and you got the vacuum, the broad who's cleaning the house, and you got the vacuum on that's the picture I showed this lady, right?
Oh wait, damn, look at this. All friends, no one pays $1,500 a month. Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
But finally, listen,
you got to come over here and see.
And once again, Lenny, I appreciate your hospital. Like I said, that's a permanent fixture. No matter what, whenever, even I change it, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. So, all right, we're gonna do 2 Mount Rushmores. All right, actually, we'll do 3.
Let's go.
3 Mount Rushmores. All right. Give me your Mount Rushmore, your Miami Heat Mount Rushmore, and your Miami Dolphins Mount Rushmore.
Okay, boom. So for the Hurricanes, I mean, the Hurricanes is really hard to do, to be honest, because there were so many.
By the way, it could be player, coach. It doesn't matter.
Right. It's hard.
It could be The Rock too if you want to. I don't care.
Right. There's too numerous to mention, but I mean, if we're just gonna go with, I'll just do the obvious for the Hurricanes. So Warren Sapp is gonna be up there. Ray Lewis got to be up there. Ed Reed got to be up there. running backs is really hard to go to, but I'm going to shock some people with this. I'm going with the Duke because Duke Johnson, for me, since 02, we've had nothing really to celebrate. And the Duke of Miami, bro, he really gave us something, man. This kid, and then when he snapped his ankle was terrible, similar to the Willis McGahee situation. But yeah, got to give him. And probably got to go with, it's hard not to pick Andre Johnson, but I got to go with, rest in peace, Sean Taylor. Or Devin Hester even, but I'm going to go Sean Taylor, man. Sean Taylor was I like guys that put people down, and Sean Taylor was that guy. So that's for the Miami Hurricanes. The Miami Heat, D. Wade, I could just say D. Wade and leave it him for the whole 5 for everybody, me personally. This guy single-handedly. A lot of people like to say, oh, he had Shaq. Bro, Shaq was – old at that time. He was really just in the way. Wade made everything happen. And everybody else you want to name, Gary Payton, he had 1 foot in the grave. Jason Williams, White Chocolate, he had 1 foot in the grave. Antoine Walker, he had 1 foot. Like everybody was all old, great careers. Antoine Walker was one of the greatest Celtics players ever. J-Dub was one of the greatest, especially white point guards ever, just a great point guard ever, period. Gary Payton, the glove. All these guys, Zoe, Alonzo Mourning, they were all about to retire. They had 1 foot in the retirement grave with no rings. They would have ended like Carmelo. Dwayne Wade saved a whole bunch of people's career. So I'll say D. Wade, and I'll put him up there. And to be honest, I ain't even going to get into everybody else. I could, but I'm just going to say D. Wade and Pat Riley. And I'm just going to leave it at that because Pat Riley ultimately, when we were going to lose, when we had that team and Stan Van Gundy was ruining everything, this is what the gall the Dolphins don't have. Pat Riley said, bro, you can't win with this team I have? Man, go sit your ass down somewhere and commentate and watch this. And he took over. And mid-season, he did this, fired it, and said, we're not doing it. You just ruined last season. We're not doing it again. Go sit your dumb ass down and watch how it's done. I think Pat Riley might be Italian. And then he combs his hair like yours with the gel.
Irish, actually.
Yeah, I just like to say he's Italian because he's a great man. Anyway, but yeah, and then so I'm just gonna say for the Heat, my personal Dwayne Wade and
Pat Riley. What about Alonzo
Tim Hardaway? There's a bunch of other people I could say from back in the day, but I ain't even gonna do that, bro. D. Wade to me is my hero for the Miami Heat organization.
What did you think of that statue they made of him?
That shit was crazy.
They need to redo it, right?
Yeah, don't even ever disrespect my guy like that. But I'm just going to say for the Miami Heat, D. Wade and Pat Riley, we don't need nobody else. Those two in my lifetime is just enough for a 5.
And finally,
that's the one that picked D. Wade. What do we got? The last, the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, that's what's up.
$1,500 a week. Boom. The Miami Dolphins. I got to go with Dan. The man's got to be up there. Actually, strike that from the record. I'm gonna start with Brian Cox. This is just my personal opinion. Brian Cox. Is he the most decorated linebacker edge that we've ever had? No, he's not. But let me tell you what he was to us. He was the guy that no matter what happened, you'll get your money's worth. If we're losing, he's swinging on somebody. Somebody's getting beat up. If someone hits Marino late, he's coming off the sidelines. There it is. That's why I have him on my shoe. He's coming off the sidelines, beating up whoever hit Marino late. If the Bills fans are spitting on him, he's jumping and spitting back on them and giving them the bird. He's got the most fines, might be still to this day in one game.
Real quick, hey, this is Lenny's Joe Namath, Mark Gutz, and Curtis Martin. One more, give me one more, Lenny.
Yeah, Curtis Martin was a bad Mama Joe. But yeah, so Brian Cox is my number 1. Then Dan Marino. I'm putting Ricky Williams up there because he gave us hope when there was none. He carried that team.
And 2 was the last one?
I want to put Chris Chambers up there, but I'm not going to. I'm just putting my own personal, right?
2 was the last one, right?
Yeah, absolutely not.
No.
We got Brian Cox, Dan Marino, Ricky Williams. I mean, it kind of breaks my heart, but Irvin Fryer, when I was a kid, he was my favorite. Brian Cox is all my favorite player, but offensively, Irvin Fryer was one of my favorite. But I'd be lying if I don't put Zach Thomas and Jason Taylor. Both of those guys gave me crazy, and they were so long with the dog. They give us many, many years. So we got Brian Cox, Dan Marino, Ricky Williams, Zach Thomas, Jason Taylor. That is too numerous to mention with the Dolphins, because I remember when we were down 21 points against the Buffalo Bills at home, and Sage, the Savior, Rosenfels came in, our third string quarterback nobody ever heard of. That's that Jewish guy you were talking about, okay, that likes bacon on his pizza, the Jew that eats bacon on his pizza. He came in there down 21, and Chris Chambers had like 200 yards receiving that game. And everything was just a bomb to Chris Chambers. Chris Chambers was a beast, and he played at a time where we had really rough quarterbacks. Jay Fiedler might have been about the only decent one. So complimentary, or what is it called? Whatever to him. Chris Chambers, honorable mention to him. And yeah, that's how that goes.
All right. You know what? I never give my being that this is the end of season 3, I'm gonna give you my Mount Rushmore, because I don't think I've ever given anybody a Mount Rushmore.
Let's see what you got. What do you got?
I got Brian Cox,
Boom,
Bob Greasy, and 2 guys only because I met them and they took pictures with me. So here they are, the 2 guys.
Yo, I would love to put Lusaka Polite. Honorable.
So number 1 is, where is it?
We got to meet Ronnie Brown together. You were there that day. Oh, look, there's Zach right there. See?
Zach Thomas, and he's a friend of the show. Listen.
Zach Thomas looking like Lenny's older brother Rob with hair. Anyway.
This guy, I'm putting him on the run only because I met him in person. Like I said, he's a friend of the show. He's been on here twice. He's going to be on here next time again.
OJ, there he is. This guy was a champ, bro. And he did returns. I remember one time he hit somebody so hard on special teams they had to get the smelling sauce to wake him up. Again, that's before Lenny's old as shit. Clico, I don't even know.
Hey man, listen, when we do a happy hour, when we do happy hour, I would love to have Lenny on this show, man.
But we got to do it. I'll bring him up. I got the black label, Len. I'm broke. What are you gonna do? The Johnny? What? You know, I was always a tequila guy. I let everybody on here knows that.
Hey man, listen.
Lenny turned me into a gentleman with the scotch.
On my poor days, this is my poor days right here. This is my poor man drink right here. Christian Brothers, $11.
Oh, you like that? No,
yeah,
I don't
brandy,
never go $11. That's asking
by
for
the way,
a headache. You're Cuban though. You could drink that and not have. But if I get
I drink that with apple juice. By the way, I'm studying for a liquor test. And I'm studying on how scotch, brandy, all that shit's getting made.
You know, Lenny says no one understand them. They'll get it. We'll have to have a couple of scotches. Lenny sounds like Marlon Brando in The Godfather.
Because I've seen a lot of videos. He reminds me as far as you know. Not behind the scenes, obviously, but like as far as like as a nice person, Tony Soprano.
He's a lot like him.
He reminds me of Tony Soprano, as far as, you know what I'm saying? Because Tony Soprano is a nice dude until you cross him.
Yeah. Lenny's a great guy, bro. Lenny takes care of everybody.
And I think that's why he's thriving, man, because you know, at the end of the day, man, good things come back to, you know what I'm saying? Karma's real, so it comes back to you, man.
Always.
But anyway, listen, man, we got to get out of here.
Come on, I got to smoke a cigarette. My nicotine night's going boop boop. Larry K, I love you. I hope you're winning all your cases and everything else is going fantastic in your life. Hopefully to see you at a game sometime soon this year.
But yeah, man, like I said, definitely happy hour is coming back.
Alexis, I have to translate. Nah, because she'll want to wear that ugly ass New England shirt she has, and that's not acceptable. Yeah, I love you. I'll give you a call when I hang up, man. But yeah, no Lexus. She can't have that ugly ass.
Thanks, Lenny. Appreciate you, man.
New England shirt.
Man, listen.
That's why I love Lenny. He takes care of everybody, but he won't buy his wife any more New England, so she has to wear this old tattered up New England shirt. And
she's a New England fan. Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, breaks my heart, bro. She's a Boston Celtics, but she's just not a girl that's, she really watches the game and goes crazy watching it. Yeah, so she gets some cool points for that. But all right, I don't know who. Raph, Good to see you, brother. Yeah,
I
love you.
appreciate.
Long
Listen, I
time.
appreciate everybody who supports Raphael, Cosa Nostra, even you, Michael K. I
Michael
appreciate
K.
you
my
for
guy, bro.
always
I love
coming through
Michael
and
K. That's my
supporting
guy.
and
I don't know, Cosa
taking
them
your
is still
time.
here.
Hey, listen, even though I got to read some bad jokes, whatever, I still appreciate you.
Yeah. Lenny, thanks for the super chat, man. That's huge for the channel.
Yeah, man.
And that was
you.
mad
Any
cool.
final words before we get out of here, man? And what's your record prediction this year?
What's my prediction? Pain. Well, what's that from? Anybody know where that's from? No? Oh man, Rocky 3.
See you soon, too, brother.
Rubber Lane. Shay, I hate him, my guy with the Shacky. Yeah, but no, I'd say
you know that I'll let him do that. That's my nickname to him, Shacky.
Listen, I'm going to be honest. I'd have to look at
3-11.
Yeah, look at it. Okay, sign him off. Get him out of here. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's borderline asking for the box to come down. What are we doing? We love only goes so far with that. No, but yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll be honest with you. I'm back on my delusional train. So I'm gonna say whatever it is, it's a winning record. We're making the playoffs and we're winning the division. So I'll go with but it's not 17-0. You know what I'm gonna say? 17-0 sounds good. Raph, I'm gonna say we're gonna lose 4 games tops.
Okay.
That's my prediction. We lose 4 games max. Hopefully they're not at the end. Okay, there we go. Put the box back. Yeah, now after that, Len, the next time you see that one box he has right over here that's laying this way, next time it'll be facing that way. So he's got 2 of them.
Yeah,
but
that's actually the next time it's facing, I'm gonna have it facing Lucci's landscaping.
Yeah, Louis. Yeah. I started a mobile detail business. Len started it for me, really. He helped me get it started. It's the 2 of us. It's L&L Detail.
Hey, by the way, I know you're listening. If you're still listening, Lenny, I would love for happy hour, and I'm gonna do my show Insomnia on the Finn's Tailgate. I would love for you to give me an audio clip of your pizzeria commercial, and I will play it on this channel and any show that I host. I will make sure that I play. Obviously, I don't host the Tuesday shows, but anything that I host, I will play the commercial. So please,
yeah, we have that's our show is the
happy hour. Yeah, send me a audio clip. I'll text. You know what, Lucci, I'll text you my email.
Yeah,
send it to him so he can email me anything so I could, and then I'll upload it to this.
Got you. All right, I'm out of here.
All right, man.
Yeah, good, to everybody. Good to see you, brother. Brian Cox, 100%. Kosa.
Hey, man, listen, I'll tell you
Brian
what, man.
Cox, even if we were losing, you get to see one of the other members of the team that's beating us get beat up. Brian Cox was my hero as a kid. That was it.
Hey, you ever watch that? You ever watch that movie, Ladybugs?
Hold on. I got to say this real quick, too.
Okay.
Ladybugs, pardon me. Joey Porter has an honorable mention on my
Mount Rushmore.
I'm putting Joey Porter. I'm giving him half a Brian Cox spot because when Joey Porter came to the Miami Dolphins, I might even put Richie Incognito and make it a 3-play for that.
Yeah.
Because Joey Porter was Brian Cox in the 2000 for us. I mean, this guy was phenomenal. I love Joey Porter. Shout out Joey Porter. Okay, sorry. Ladybug, you were saying.
You ever watch the movie Ladybugs with Rodney Dangerfield, another Italian?
Yeah, they had the.
Yeah, so I'll never forget the movie, right? They were losing the game, and they were getting in a bunch of fights, and Rodney Dangerfield, let them fight. Let them win at something.
That's it. Brian Cox was we were winning. I never saw him take an L.
Did you ever hear the story? Did you ever hear the story about him throwing piss at a Bills fan?
Yeah, spit on him. I heard all the stories. I love it. Michael K, you still around? If you would have been there with Brian Cox, my guy, you'd have got some of that.
I think that's who the piss landed on.
Yeah, that's why he's still to this day trolls you because of Brian Cox. That might be
exactly. But
All right,
anyway,
I'm out of here,
listen.
Shake.
Hey, listen, just stick around backstage and we'll for
I
just
got
a minute
you.
or two. All right, man.
Do
Peace
the
out,
best.
y'all.
I'm gonna grab a cigarette. I'll be back.
All right.
Hey,
Peace.
Raph, good to see you, brother. Kosa, good to see you. Lenny, I love you. Everybody else who's still here, or if you're not, thanks for showing up and supporting the channel always.
Peace.
I know you heard me on the radio flexing. She loved the sound of my voice, it's the best thing. Daydreaming of the jazz all day. Pick up the phone late night with Larry K. I know you heard me on the radio flexing. She loved the sound of my voice, it's the best thing. Daydreaming of the jazz all day. Pick up the phone late night with Larry K.